Well, before I would give again the word to Dr. Brindoepke to respond to what Dr. Fung said, I would like to pass the word on to the other participants and ask especially our Polish colleagues whether this is the image of Germany that they have, or is their view of Germany different? So, yes.
First, one question. Fromm, in his book, argued that the deepest root of the German authoritarianism lays in the, to use a great simplification, in the shape of the German Protestantism. Is this thesis valid, still valid? And what extent and what degree this thesis is still valid? This is my question. And yeah?
If I may answer, I'm not sure that this focusing on or stressing of Protestantism is really correct, because I think Protestantism made a big contribution to the whole problem, since Protestantism was able to internalize the authority in a feeling of I feel obliged to be obedient. That is to say, I do not need an outer authority. I am obliged to my inner authority, to the Pflicht, to the obligation. So it's not necessary to have an outer authority to be authoritarian. That is what Protestantism developed in, or contributed to the development of man, of human beings in modernism, or in the time from Renaissance. But I think the real the reasons for the development of authoritarianism is capitalism. It's this sort of capitalism where the owner of capital uses his power as a power over. And I think for Fromm, I think the economic developments are the main reasons for the development of authoritarianism, because the economic conditions has a result in that many people are submitted to the one who have the money, who have the capital, and in this way feeling impotent and powerless, and only be able to feel their own power by participating in the power of the ruler and by submitting under the ruler. But the main factors, or the main sources and causes, are, I think, economic reasons and not Protestantism.
And what do you think about this idea of predestination in Protestantism, which is much more strengthened as in other religions?
I think this is especially holds true for Calvinism, not so much for the Lutheran Protestantism. In Calvinism, there was a predestination plays a dominant role in
and
theology.
Original sin.
Pardon?
Original sin.
And original sin, of course. So, nevertheless, I would say this religious developments are, so to speak, again a result of what is going on a more economical basis and political basis. Of course, it is a mutual influence, and the one is reinforcing the other So we have political systems of absolutism and so on that played a decisive role in the creation of authoritarianism. And so there are a lot of a sample of causes, and one factor is quite sure religion. But if you ask what is the decisive, what is the driving cause, I always would say with Ram, it's more the economic development.
Well, maybe,
But just, yeah.
well, otherwise
Yeah.
it's a dialogue, so I would like to open a bit and you come back into the discussion.
Maybe.
Ms.
I would
Becker.
agree partly to you, but I think that the Catholic Church is the main root that is the source of the authoritarian character, in my opinion.
The Catholic Church.
Catholic, and the Protestantic Church is either rather a liberation, in my opinion.
Can I, yes, maybe.
Well, maybe to this point, and then we come back to other points. Well, what is the view? We are in a Catholic country, so
Yeah.
more or less Catholic.
But I suppose it will be too long discussion, and what is more authoritarian? What kind of religion? But it isn't in the sense of our seminar. Can I maybe ask a question? You, Dr. Brindoepke, taught us that as a group, very big group among German citizens that ignore and non-response constitutional rules. Why? Could we say why in this democratic country 50% of citizens non-interested of politics? Is the sanction of this rule, constitutional rule, too weak? Is the state power too weak or maybe there's a lack of cognitive orientation in the sense of Almond and Verba, cognitive orientation in the, among German citizens. Or maybe there's a distinction between the mind and rules. Extended to these questions, I return to the thesis of the yesterday session, and particular to the questions why, another question to say is concerning powerlessness. Maybe the answer is that even person with a human conscience hasn't power to act. Maybe they are alone. They are feeling that they are aloneness. Maybe Fred Alford has right when he claims that the group, not the individual, is the most fundamental reality in society, and the political theory has overlooked the insights of group psychology and leadership. Basing this argument on his experience with the Tavistock model of group learning,